Hello viewers and friends, welcome to BST African Electronic Surgery on a Thursday. It's quite late, around past 9 in the evening, and we have to learn something. Okay, let's continue the lessons for motherboards. We started like lessons for beginners, so we have to move on. Hopefully learning is taking place wherever you are. So let's move to lesson number 4. Lesson number 4. Lesson number 4. On lesson number 4, we're gonna explain about how laptop screens they are working, LED screens, how they are working on laptops. We shall explain about signals which are important, some voltages, and how the backlight circuit is working. Backlight circuit is working. So that's what we have to explain today. Okay, so if you didn't see the previous lessons, you have to go back there. If you check on the channel, on playlist, we have beginner area there, where we explain the main 19 volts power rail, we explain the 3.3 and 5 volts power rail, we explain how laptop batteries, schematics, everything they are working. If you didn't see, go back there. Otherwise, you get to understand where we are coming from. Okay? So LED screens. 90% of the laptop nowadays, or before LED, there were LCD screens before LED. LCD meaning liquid crystal display. Liquid crystal display. And nowadays most of the laptop, they are now using LED screens, meaning light emanating diode. Okay, so we have to understand how laptop screens are working. When you press the power on button, the startup chip or the microcontroller is reading all power supplies and everything on the motherboard. If the motherboard passed the test, the processor and the GPU will respond and will send signal to the screen, and in that way we have a picture and light on the screen. So what is important on the laptop screen? I shall speak about the LED, because it's no point to speak about LCD, because nowadays most of the screens, they are LED screens, light emanating diode. So from the VCC, the main 19 volts power rail, we explain this when we draw the main input circuit, the 19 volts parallel. So from the VCC, that's our VCC, which is 19 volts here. From this point, where our voltage is going, it's going everywhere. It's going to 1.5 volts. That's the rim. It's also going to 3.3 volts. It's also going to 5 volts for the USBs. The 3.3. 3.3 volts for the chipset and the microcontroller. Okay, so on the screen side, okay, before we can speak about what voltages are being transferred from the motherboard to the screen side, we need to explain a few things so that you understand when we get there. So this 3.3, you know the 3.3 and 5 volts power supply, where we see 2 coils, 4 MOSFETs and the driver. From the VREG 3, here, 3.3 voltage regulator. From the VREG 3, our microcontroller SIO chip is getting power. Okay, our microcontroller is getting power not from the main 3.3 but from the VREG 3, and is always on. So what happened there? On the screen side, here we have the LED screen. On the screen side, we have 19 volts. We have 19 volts. This 19 volts is coming from the VCC. From this VCC is going straight to the screen to light up the screen. Okay? That's the main reason for this 19 volts. And what voltage also do we have there? We have the 3.3 volts. 3.3 volts, which is coming from the 3.3 volts power supply, not from the VREG 3. From the 3.3 volts power supply, is coming straight to the screen. So if we check on the screen, you will find like 2 fuses there. If you open up the screen, you will see two fuses. They can be white, they can be brown, they can be like some resistors black. That's less important. But one fuse is connected to 19 volts and the other one is connected to 3.3 volts. So these 3.3 volts, which is going to the screen, we have 2 important signals which are coming from the startup chip here to the screen, which are also connected to 3.3 volts power supply. And here, those are the 2 signals. The other one, it's you will find a different writing here. PW on, or can be PWM. That's the first test point. The second one, you will see like LED on, or can be BL enable, backlight enable. What these two signals are doing, the other one is to power on the screen, and the other one is to adjust brightness. Okay, so don't get confused here. The 19 volts is there to light up the screen. This 3.3, the power on signal, which is connected to 3.3 volts. This one also connected to 3.3 volts. The power on signal is there to light up the screen, and the LED on and or backlight enable is there to adjust brightness, like lesser bright or more brightness. So that's how the screen panel is working. Of course, we have so many pins there. We have some data lines which are coming from the processor and the graphic chip. That's less important. You can't check anything there if there is any fault. So actually, if you have light, one second. If you have a light, but no picture on the screen. If you have light but no picture, either can be a screen fault, or we might be having a problem with the screen ribbon cable, or the operating system from or the Windows on the hard drive can be corrupt. Can be possible to have like a light but no picture. But the best way to check, you have some HDMI VGA port, you plug in the external screen and to see if you have anything on the screen. If you don't have anything on the screen, it means something is wrong. But if you check with the external screen and you see the external screen is working, so 100% sure the inbuilt screen on the laptop will be dead. So, but if you have a picture, but no light, if you have picture but no light, clearly you have backlight's problem. Either the 19 volts is missing or the 3.3 is missing mainly from those signals. If the 3.3 is missing from any one of these signals here, the main reason why the 3.3 will get lost on any one of these signals maybe if you have time you can trace the problem, but there are two options there. Either what I'm doing, if one of these signals is missing, I'm jumping over these two signals with a wire and come to 3.3 volts power supply. Or if you have time, you can replace the microcontroller. Maybe we have these signals back, but that's too long. We don't want long things if you are in this repair business, because it's not good. You lose a lot of money. So that's the thing. That's the thing about how laptop screens they are working, the LED screens. No light but no picture. Can be a fault screen, can be a fault ribbon cable, can be even the hard drive itself, or can be anything. You know, in electronic, anything is meant to die. But those are the major things which you have to check first. Okay? So that's how the screens are working. That's how the screens are working. So let me see. I have some panels I have some few panels here. I have some few panels. These are the panels from the laptop screens. So we want to try to identify those like the fuse and those test points. That's very important. That's very important to identify those items. Here I can see this fuse, this white fuse here, and another fuse here. And here we have our test points. We have the LED on here and the LED enable. They are together. Okay. What about here? We have this brown fuse, another brown fuse here. The one is for 3.3, the one is for 19 volts. And our test points. You know what? I think we have to go under microscope, okay? Let's see now. Let's see now what do we have. You see that white thing written F1 here. That is our first fuse. I can see 3 pins. You can see 2 pins together. This one, pin number 2 and pin number 3. That means this is our 19 volts fuse. And if I'm to check for the other fuse, where is my other fuse? I'm trying to locate the other fuse. Let's try to locate the second fuse. You see this one? F2, you see? F2, a brown big fuse, which I believe this is connected to 3.3. And now let's try to locate those signals. Where are my signals? Check here. You see? This one is a PWM. That the to power on the screen, the 19 volts for the screen, and the LED enable. You see this one is to adjust the brightness. Then all those test points, they must be 3.3 here, 3.3 here. Okay, let's look for another. Let's check another panel here. What do we have on this panel? We have this F6. That's our fuse for the 19 volts. And if we check on the other side of this screen connector here, we have this one P with the letter P. That is for 3.3 volts. And where are our signals? We have that big chip, that the inverter chip for to boost up the 19 volts to the screen. Okay, and where are my test points here? Check here. You see here, BL enable PWM. You see, BL enable. You see, BL enable PWM. Those test points must be 3.3 here, 3.3 volts. So that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing about the screen. That's the thing. So that brown thing is a fuse. So we have done some theory. Hopefully everyone, you understand how things they are working on the screen side. So we've done some theory. I have these panels. These are panels from LED screen, 15.6 inch screen for laptops. I took them from broken screens just to let you see what I'm trying to explain here. So that's the thing about the LED screen. So let's do a little bit of practical. We've done some theory. Let me find some job there. I think we have something to fix related to this. 1 second. Let me see if I can find the laptop. come with this laptop. I do have this laptop. This laptop was booked in as no light on the screen. It's from the customer. It's HP 250G, HP 250G5. So the battery is plugged. Let's try to power on the laptop. And let's pay attention to the screen and see if you can see something there on. I can see the LED here. You see the screen? Here, maybe you can see the Windows. I can see the Windows logo here. You see that Windows log? You find the Windows log there at the center. So this laptop is coming on, but we don't have backlights. Even from this end, you can see those two LED. Our laptop is on, but we don't have light on the screen. So let's try to fix this from the theory that we have just learned. Let's try to replicate and fix this laptop quickly. That should be quick. We need to check out the screen. We need to check out the screen. The screen is stuck with some glue things. Top bezels out. Let's see why we don't have backlight here. I think now you can be able to understand why there's no backlight here. We have to check 4 things here. 4 important things to check. So I can see the screen ribbon cable is not properly connected. Hopefully we have something tangible here. Don't tell me it's the screen ribbon cable. Let's unplug this screen ribbon cable. Let's plug it back. And let's plug the charger. That's the charger. Let's plug the charger. Let's power on the laptop. Our laptop is on. and we have light on the screen. So this laptop, there was no backlight because the screen cable was not properly inserted, and it's working fine, you see. So I was thinking maybe one of those signals is missing, or we don't have 19 volts, things like that, so that our theory will match with practical. But this laptop, that was the backlight issue, but it's not because those signals were missing, but the screen ribbon cable was not properly inserted. We still have light. Maybe it's still trying to load up Windows because it's Windows 10. You can see the please wait sign. It's working fine. BST Electronics. But this is the customer that we sold this laptop like 1 year ago, and the customer came back like yesterday on the issue of light. So I'll stop this video now, and you see the light. I'll stop this video now because there's nothing to fix, and we'll try to do more beginner lessons in the future. I'm quite embarrassed, especially if I check on the channel on how people how people are viewing videos. Like a 30 minutes video, a person will just go and look video like 1 minute, 2 minutes, and maybe just want to see whether that device was fixed or not. But the most important part is from the point when I start to diagnose until I found the fault. The fixing part is very small. If you look on my videos, I'm not editing anything because I'm trying to be real. I'm trying to make this channel real by not editing anything. So of course all these faults I can fix them in less than 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but I try to make them longer because I will be explaining, because most of the subscribers, they are on the beginner side. So it's always good to try to follow me until I find the fault. This part of fixing, you can even skip it, that's less important, but how to find the diagnosing process is very important in electronics. Okay, so I'll stop this video now. We'll try to do more videos in the future on the beginner side. Like, subscribe, don't forget to turn on the notification bell. See you on the next one. Bye.